Yeah, go ahead, sit over there, boy. Better to sit alone than to sit with an ornery old man, huh? That's fine. I'm used to being alone anyway.
Sir, may I sit with you?
Well, suit yourself.
Thanks. I hope you don't mind if I eat in front of you.
Nah, I already ate. What you got there? Fish?
Yes, catch of the day, the sign said.
Catch of the day. Now that's a good one. Catch of the day is restaurant lingo for you don't know what it is, but it's going to stink up the kitchen if someone doesn't fry it quick. So enjoy your catch of the day, boy.
Thanks. Maybe I'll just eat bread.
Good call. If you want good fish, stop and see me in Capernaum sometime, and I'll catch you a fresh one and fry it up for you special.
Oh, are you a fisherman?
Yep. I've got a little fishing business on the Sea of Galilee. The name's Zebedee, but you can call me Zeb. Maybe you've heard of my business, Zebedee and Sons.
Yeah, I think my family bought fish from Zebedee and Sons before up on the Norland shore.
Oh yeah? Well actually, now it's just Zebedee. No and Sons.
Oh. May I ask what happened to your sons?
You could, but then you'd have to listen to the story. So why is a kid like you staying in an inn all by yourself? Did you run away from home?
Of course not. I'm not a kid. Third shaving last year.
Oh, forgive me. You're practically an old man.
I may look young, but I'm building my own business.
Oh yeah? Is that why you're here?
No, I'm traveling.
Traveling where?
I'm going to see a man who inspired me long ago.
Why? What did he do?
Well, a few years ago, he fed a crowd of hungry people with lunch I brought.
So this guy swiped a boy's lunch, gave it to a bunch of other people, and you say he inspires you?
He didn't swipe my lunch. I offered it to him. There were so many hungry people and nobody else had any food. All I had were a couple of fish and 5 small loaves of bread. I knew I couldn't feed them all, but I thought I could help. But boy, was I surprised.
Oh yeah? Did the guy run off with your food?
No, he blessed it, and somehow a miracle happened. There was enough food for everybody to eat until they were full.
Well yeah, didn't I say that?
Then, do your sons follow Jesus of Nazareth?
What? Well, yes. That's the name of the man who lured my sons away. Do you know him?
That Jesus, the one who fed all those people. He's the one I'm going to see.
What? Well, then we'll walk together because I'm going there to see him too. To give him a piece of my mind. No decent man takes another man's grown sons. I had them all groomed to take over the business. All they ever thought about was fishing. It was their life. How could a stranger make them forget everything that they've ever wanted in life?
If you got to meet Jesus, I think you would understand that he's the most extraordinary man I've ever met. He changed my life in one day. I think your boy is one of the luckiest men in the world to be part of Jesus' inner circle.
What do you mean, inner circle?
Said, James and John are 2 of Jesus' 12 disciples. There are lots of other people who follow Jesus too, but James and John are 2 of his closest friends. I know you won't believe me, but you should be proud of them.
Proud? For leaving their father? As if I meant nothing to them?
No. Proud for what they have done, for all the people they've helped. You have no idea how many lives Jesus and his disciples have touched. I know you won't believe me, but I think following Jesus was the best decision your boys ever made.
Who do you think you are? You young people think you can pick up and leave your families like we're disposable. You don't think about everything we've done for you, how much work it was to raise you, how much we've been training for you to have a good life.
I think your boys have thought about all those things. In fact, I think you're the reason for your boys following Jesus.
Excuse me. Now you're saying I was an overbearing father and chase them away with bad parenting?
No. I'm saying that you raised them well. You raised James and John to be strong men who could see what was important in life. Jesus didn't select hundreds of people to be his disciples. He chose 12. And 2 of them were your sons, Dad. In teaching them to fish, you taught them to be good disciples. You taught them to be patient, to listen, to be aware of the world and the people around them. You taught them to work together, to make the world a better place. Basic Dad, your fishing boat was discipleship training camp.
You really think so?
I know so. I have a good friend who has followed Jesus ever since Jesus fed all the people. And he tells me all about what happened. I hear Jesus brings James and John along with Simon Peter just about everywhere where he goes. Even if the other 9 don't come.
You don't say. So my boys are pretty important then, huh?
Yes, they've been part of Jesus all along. They've been part of Jesus' ministry. They've even been sent out to heal people.
Heal people? Huh? Those boys couldn't find their way out of a tangle of fish net. Now they're healing people? Who would have dreamed of it? My boys, powerful healers.
The one thing you could have taught them was a little humility, that I heard they had the gall to ask Jesus if they could sit next to him in heaven. But my favorite story was the time that they threatened to bring fire down on some people who were criticizing Jesus, that they were sorcerers.
Those boys were always pretty full of themselves. They get that from their mother's side. They needed someone to humble them a little bit.
I think Jesus has been the right person for them. You can't be too full of yourself when Jesus is leading you, performing miracles that will humble even the greatest of men.
Sounds like this Jesus fella has been pretty good for my boys.
I think he's been pretty good for just about everybody. Everybody except you.
Oh well. But after you've told me, I guess maybe he isn't so bad. I always knew that my boys were special. And if he can see that, then he's okay in my book.
Sam, I just realized something. I think that day when Jesus fed all those people, my bread and fish, might have had something to do with that.
Well, that's just crazy talk, boy.
No, not really. I'm sure that the fish I had that day was the fish that my father had brought from you. That the fish you caught fed thousands of people.
Really? You think so? Well, I am the best fisherman around. I'll have to put that on my sign. 70 Fish Market. Our fish can work miracles.
Well, that might be a little too much. But I think you can work miracles. I think we all can. In fact, that's another reason I'm heading to Jerusalem. I've started my own catering company. And part of my mission will be to feed the hungry. Manna for the masses. I've got a company in Jerusalem that's donating some wheat so I can make bread to give to the hungry.
Your parents must be so proud of you. But man cannot live by bread alone. Didn't Jesus say that? Sounds like you need some fish to go along with that bread. You can count on me. Just come to see me when you head back to Galilee.
Really? Zeb, that's so generous, thank you. See? We can work miracles when we work together.
Well, I think today's a miracle. Who'd think that a young boy can get a crusty old man like me to give away part of his profits to the poor? Sounds like this Jesus fellow had something to do with it.
It's amazing how Jesus has changed your life, even now.
Seems like Jesus leaves all sorts of changes in his wake. Everyone who comes into contact is changed in some way, sometimes without even realizing it. I am living proof. Boy, I'm glad I met you today. What do you think about hitting the road with this old fisherman after you finish your lunch?
That would be great. I want to hear some more funny stories about your boys growing up.
We better walk slowly.